Hello students, a very good morning. Myself Virendra Kumar Maurya. Today my topic is energy meter. Right? Electrical measuring instrument are of so many types. For the measurement of current, it is a meter. For the measurement of voltage, it is voltmeter. For the measurement of power, it is wattmeter. And for the measurement of energy, it is energy meter. Which type of energy? Electrical energy. Whatever the consumption of electrical energy, that should be measured by the meter known as energy meter. What is energy meter? It is a single phase induction watt hour meter. See, first of all, the construction of energy meter. It consists two AC electromagnets. What is the meaning of electromagnets? There is a soft iron and wire is wound over it. Once the current will pass, it behaves just like the magnet. When the value of the current is 0, its magnetism is also 0. It means that it behaves just like the magnet only when there is current. That's why it is known as electromagnets. The next component is an aluminum disc. The main function of the disc is to rotate in between the electromagnets, and it is made by the material aluminum. Why it is so? Because aluminum is a very light metal. Third component is brake magnet. We will discuss it later. Next one is the counting mechanism. It is used for the counting of the electrical energy. Now see, two AC electromagnets. There are two AC electromagnets. One is the E-shaped. It is known as shunt magnet. Second one is the U-shaped. That is known as series magnet. The shape of shunt magnet is just like letter E, and the shape of series magnet is just like letter U. See the first one, that is E-shaped magnet. Right? See the shunt magnet? It looks like the letter E. Its middle limb is wound with a wire. Right? And current which is passing through it is known as IV. This is nothing but E-shaped magnet, or you say shunt magnet. Now see the E-shaped magnet in detail. Shunt magnet is wound with a fine wire of so many turns and connected with the supply so that it carries current proportional to the supply voltage, that is IV. Shunt magnet is highly inductive, that is current lags to supply voltage by an angle 90 degree. See the middle limb, fine wire is used over here, and there are so many number of turns. Right? It means that this coil gives a very highly inductive effect, and current lags to supply voltage by an angle of 90 degree. Now see the next one. It is U-shaped magnet. The shape of the series magnet is just like letter U. Its two-limbed is wound with a wire. Now see the U-shaped magnet in detail. U-shaped magnet is also known as Series magnet. Series magnet is bound with a heavy wire of few tons and it is connected in series with the load so that it carries a current known as load current. Series magnet is highly non-inductive. Why it is so? Because coil is made with a thick wire with few number of turns. That's why it is highly non-inductive. Next one is aluminum disc and brake arrangement. See it very carefully. This one is known as the aluminum disc. There are so many holes present in this disc. There are so many holes in the disc. And this one is known as the brake magnet. Right? The north pole of the brake magnet at the one side of the disc and at the other side there is south pole of the brake magnet. Aluminum disc is free to rotate in between the brake magnet. A thin aluminum disc mounted on the spindle is placed between the shunt and series magnets so that it cuts the fluxes of both the magnets and a torque is produced by which disc will rotate. This disc is free to rotate about the spindle in between the electromagnets and its one end is also passes through the brake magnet. See the arrangement of E-shaped electromagnet, U-shaped electromagnet, aluminum disc and brake magnet. Right? Okay. Now the next one is counting mechanism. This one is the spindle at which disc is connected. And due to the rotational motion of the disc, this spindle will rotate. Due to the rotation of this spindle, all the rotations are counted with the help of gear arrangement by the recording mechanism. So it is known as counting mechanism. Counting mechanism is used to record the reading whatever electricity is used. Now energy meter in ore. See this diagram very carefully. This one is known as the E-shaped magnet. I am repeating. This one is U-shaped magnet. Here this one is supply. Supply is connected with this coil which is made with the thin wire with so many number of turns and it is connected over here. Right? It means that this coil is connected in parallel with the supply. See it very carefully. That's why the current passing through this coil is proportional to the supply voltage. So it is IV. And there are so many number of turns. It means that its behavior is highly inductive and current lags to voltage by an angle of 90 degree. These are the two coils wound on the two limbs of the U-shaped magnet, made with the thick wire with few number of turns and connected in series with the load. That's why the current passing through it is proportional to the load current. This one is a disc which is free to rotate about this axis. This one is nothing but spindle It is tightly attached with the disc and with the recording mechanism also. This one is the ring used for the power factor compensation. It is known as power factor compensator. Now, once the current will flow through this energy meter, this coil works on the voltage, supply voltage, and this coil on the supply current. So it behaves just like the magnet, and this one is also behave just like the magnet. These two are known as the electromagnets, right? And its magnetic field will pass through the disc. See it very carefully. Now magnetic field is produced by these two electromagnets. Very carefully, and this magnetic field will pass through this disc, right? Due to the interaction of these magnetic field, one field is produced over here, second is produced over here. Due to the interaction of these magnetic field, there is a torque by which this disc will rotate. They are spinning in this spindle, and this spin is attached with the counting mechanism, recording mechanism, with the gear arrangement, and whatever the rotation of this disc, all the rotations has been counted by the recording mechanism by this gear arrangement, right? Now when the supply is switched off, it means that there is no need to rotate this disc, but due to the inertia, this disc is rotating for some time. To avoid these rotations, there is a braking system. This one is a brake magnet which seizes the rotational motion of the disc when the supply is switched off, right? So according to the consumption of the load, whatever the electricity is consumed by this load, that electricity recorded in the form of energy, or you say units, right? This recording mechanism gives to you reading in units. After the working of this energy meter, now its expression of energy. V is the supply voltage, IV is the current carried by the shunt magnet, right? Shunt magnet. IC is the current carried by the series magnet, that is nothing but U-shaped magnet. And IC also passes through the load resistor. Cos phi is known as the power factor. There is a ring over here in the middle limb over here, which is used for the power factor compensation, right? The angle in between theta and phi, theta plus phi equal to 90, so theta is equal to 90 minus phi. Tau d is known as the driving torque by which disc will rotate in between the gaps of electromagnets. As I told you that there is magnetic field in between the gap, and due to this magnet there is flux. One flux is based on voltage and second flux is based on current. And these two fluxes are responsible for the rotational motion of the disc. phi V is the flux which is voltage dependent, and phi C is the flux which is current dependent. So the driving torque is given by the formula tau d is proportional to Vi sine 90 minus phi. Sine 90 minus phi is cos phi. So tau d is equal to Bi cos phi. Bi cos phi is nothing but power. Tau d is proportional to power. Now, small n is the disk speed. So the braking torque is proportional to the disk speed. At the steady state condition, where driving torque is equal to the braking torque, then power is proportional to small n, where small n is disk speed. Now I'm going to multiply it with t. Then power into time is proportional to small n into time. Power into time is nothing but energy, which is proportional to capital N. Energy is proportional to capital N. What is capital N? Where capital N is number of turns for a particular period. So N is proportional, capital N is proportional to energy. Capital N is equal to K times of energy, where K is known as the number of revolution made by this disk in 1 kilowatt hour of energy. Consumption is called meter constant. K is known as the meter constant. K is equal to capital N divided by energy. K is defined as the number of revolution made by the disk for 1 kilowatt hour of energy consumption is called meter constant. Now the applications of this energy meter. Number 1, for the measurement of energy. Second, for the domestic as well as commercial purposes. This is the numerical based on energy meter. Now data which is given to you is 1500 revolution for 1 kilowatt hour. Right? Our task is to calculate the load for 20 revolution in 30 seconds. Okay, now see the solution. First of all, calculate consumed energy. Energy consumed. It is 1 upon 1500 into number of revolutions over here is 20. After solving, it is 1 upon 75 kilowatt hour. Right? 1500 revolution for 1 kilowatt hour. So for the 20 revolution, it is 1 upon 75 kilowatt hour. Right? Now load into time equal to this one, that is 1 upon 75. Now the load time is 30 seconds, so 30 divided by 60 into 60. Now it is in R because 1 upon 75 is given to you in R. So the value of the load equal to 60 into 60 divided by 75 into 30. Right? It become 2 6 the 120 divided by 75. Finally it is 1.6 kilowatt. Now listen me very carefully. 1500 hour revolution for 1 kilowatt hour, right? 1 kilowatt hour is the energy consumption when disk will rotate 1500 revolutions. But here calculate the value of load for 20 revolution in 30 seconds. Okay, so first of all, energy consumed, right? 1 kilowatt hour for 1500, so it is 1 divided by 1500 into 20 revolution, it become 1 upon 75 kWh. Now load into time, that is load into time is 30 seconds, 30 divided by 60 into 60, it become R equal to 1 upon 75 kilowatt hour. After the cross multiplication, load is 1.6 kilowatt. This is the question based on energy meter. In this question, meter constant is given. Meter constant, that is 520 revolution per kWh. It is given to you. And voltage is also given, that is 230 volt. Current is 50 ampere. Revolution, that is 61 revolution in 37 seconds. And what is our task? Our task is to calculate the percentage error in meter constant. First of all, calculate energy supplied. That is in kilowatt hour. Watt means power. Power is nothing but multiplication of voltage and current. That is 230, which is voltage. Current, it is 50. Now kilo, so divide it by 1000 into time. Here the time is 37 seconds. 37 divided by 60 into 60. Now it is in R. After the calculation, it is 0.1182 kilowatt hour, right? This is the energy supplied, which is, I have been calculated it in kilowatt hour, that is 0.1182. Now meter constant, that is revolution per kWh. Number of revolution per kWh. See, number of revolutions over here is 61 and kWh is 0.1182. After the solution, it is 516.07. So there is difference in this value and the value which is given in question. That's why there is error. Now the percentage error in meter constant, that is 520 minus 516.07 divided by 520 into 100. After the solution, it is 0.76%, right? So this is the percentage error in the value of meter constant. Now see the question overall. Meter constant is given to you in question, that is 520 revolution per kWh. Here voltage supply is 230, current is 50 ampere, and revolution made by the disk is 61 in 37 seconds. Calculate the percentage error in meter constant. Okay, That's why first of all energy supplied. Energy is given to you in kilowatt hour. Watt means power. Power is voltage into current divided by 1000, that is kilo. Into 10, that is 37, divided by 60 into 60, so it is in hour. After the solution it is 0.1182 kilowatt hour. Now with this kilowatt hour and this revolution we can calculate meter constant, that is number of revolution per kWh. It is 516.07, but given to you question it is 520. So there is some difference. That's why percentage error in meter constant, it is nothing but 520 minus 516.07 divided by 520 into 100. So the percentage error is 0.76%.